Friends, the class of 2021 would like to celebrate our seniors with the first ever par daisy chain.
Good morning, friends. My name is Margaret Sayers. I am the clerk of the Abington Friends School Committee, a member of Abington Meeting, and the mother of 2 AFS alums, both lifers. Before we begin, let's join together in a moment of silence in the manner of Quakers. Thank you. On behalf of the school committee, it is my great honor and great pleasure to welcome you to commencement for the class of 2020, Abington Friends School's 323rd consecutive graduating class. Other than to acknowledge that today's ceremony is not what any of us envisioned when the seniors arrived on campus in September, I don't want to focus on what this commencement is not. Today is about celebrating this major milestone with our graduates, thanking the individuals who supported them through their AFS journey, and launching the graduates into the world where they will accomplish great things. A global pandemic will not stand in our way, just as nothing will stand in the way of our graduates as they continue the work of making the world more just and equitable for all. The rest of this morning will be all about the graduates, as it should be, but I would like to take a minute to acknowledge 2 groups that helped these young people arrive at this big moment. First, I want to acknowledge the parents and all of the relatives who made this AFS education possible. When you enrolled your children at AFS, you joined a community, one that often asked a lot of you. Come cheer on the team, be a class clerk, attend the plays and concerts, participate in special events, chaperone a field trip. The list goes on, and the list does not even include all the ways you supported your children at home. Just as we miss the students when they graduate, we miss all of you. Please stay connected. Thank you. And now I want to celebrate our faculty. I have said at every graduation for the past 7 years that a finer group of educators than the AFS faculty has never been assembled. I have known this to be true since my family joined the AFS community in 2004. If there were ever any doubters, I think the past 3 months provide all the proof anyone could need. Teachers, as we knew you would, you have showed up in countless ways to not only continue providing an outstanding education, but to support your students through a time of great loss and stress. You have outdone yourselves, and I think I can safely say that the entire AFS community is filled with gratitude for all that you have done. Teachers, thank you, and have a wonderful and restful summer. Thank you, friends. Now we will see a video of the lower school faculty leading our first grade pages as they give a few words of encouragement to the class of 2020.
I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care if they call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build, every room inside is filled with things from far away. Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our mind. See, I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design. Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all
When I was 12 years old, and even shorter than I am now, I was faced with the difficult task of finding a new school for middle and high school. I had been at a small school with a graduating class of 18 students that had become a second home to me. So naturally, I was nervous when I came to AFS for a visit in 2014. It was an actual campus, not just a few buildings in the middle of the woods. Fortunately, I felt an immediate sense of belonging. I recall the warm glow of laughter and the sparks of new friendships. When my dad came to pick me up that afternoon, I had a hard time leaving. I just wanted to stay and join the grade right then and there. I told my parents that I didn't need to look at any other schools because AFS was the one for me. The day before the start of 7th grade, all the new students had to go to school and set up their email accounts. When they gave me my email address of 20chloec@abingtonfriends.net, I never would have imagined that I'd be part of a class trying to graduate during a pandemic. As a member of the class of 2020, many people will remember us as a class that never got the chance to have a senior spring. With an in-person Arbor Day, a prom, an end-of-the-year candlelight ceremony, or a traditional graduation. However, we all know that there is way more to our class than being the kids who missed out. My classmates have created spaces for sexual assault awareness conversations, led all-school walkouts with the Environmental Action Club, created Black Excellence Night, launched the Student Quaker Action Committee, and founded the OLA Club for Latinx students. The class of 2020 has led the way to AFS winning its first ever statewide girls basketball championship. My peers were the inaugural participants in the Hobart Exchange in Tasmania and were the first to take exterm trips to Paris and Yellowstone National Park. And yes, I'll have to admit, we were also the world's messiest class. We somehow managed to get our common spaces shut down at least once a year since freshman year. In fact, we were a big part of the reason the administration established a new policy requiring everyone to sit in a chair while eating. If your kids were as upset about this as I was, I'm sure you've already heard about this travesty. Although we may not have realized it until now, I believe we were taught an important lesson. Not only is it great to learn how to keep spaces clean, but we were also taught that through every mess, we were never alone in the cleanup. Teachers, thank you for your patience and guidance. The other day, I saw a quote that spoke to our situation. Difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. Usually, I would roll my eyes at something this corny, but I thought it was a beautiful way of putting our experience into words as the graduating class of COVID-19. We will all face challenges, setbacks, and hardships in the future. However, because of the lessons we have learned at AFS, we know that we are never alone with the messes we make. Hopefully, we won't ever have to experience another pandemic, but when a future crisis occurs, we will be the ones to help the next generation along their difficult road. We will hold their hands in the same way the AFS community has held ours. We will make sure that they feel heard and seen, even if we are hearing them through headphones and seeing them through a computer screen. So to my classmates and their family members who were able to join us today, in person and online, congratulations. I am so proud of all of us for making it through high school. Class of 2020, we did it.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Ba, and I am the clerk of the graduating class of 2020. Thank you. I'm honored to introduce today's keynote speaker. Jenna Arnold graduated from AFS in 1999. She went on to earn graduate degrees from both the University of Miami and Teachers College at Columbia University. Jenna has spent an inspiring career tackling injustices around the globe. From 2005 to 2008, Jenna was an education and media specialist for the United Nations. Afterward, she founded Press Play, a firm that used human interest stories to bring attention to global issues. Jenna's most successful production was called Exiled, a show about American teenagers whose eyes were opened living amongst indigenous cultures around the world. In 2013, Jenna launched Organize, a program that aimed to end organ donation shortages in the United States. The company built the first centralized organ donor registry in the country and received a $300 million bioengineering investment from the United States Department of Defense. The New York Times called Organize one of the biggest ideas in social change. I'm not finished yet. In 2017, Jenna was a national organizer for the Women's March on Washington, the largest protest in human history. She continues to play a key role in the organization. Presently, Jenna serves as a Chief Impact Officer at Rethink Capital Partners. There, she oversees the development of investments that support programs for gender equity, education, health, environmental sustainability, economic empowerment, and community development. Jenna was named one of Oprah's 100 awakened leaders who are using their voice and talent to elevate humanity. Always pressing for change, Jenna now spends her time as an author. Her most recent book is called Raising Our Hands: How White Women Can Stop Avoiding Hard Conversations, Start Accepting Responsibility, and Find Our Place on the New Front Lines. Jenna spent 3 years traveling all over the country, speaking with American women about power, privilege, proximity, and purpose. Jenna lives in New York with her husband and 2 children. We are thrilled to have her with us today. By the way, Jenna has generously donated copies of her latest book. Graduates are welcome to pick up a copy from the gift table. With that, it is my great pleasure to introduce to you Jenna Arnold.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Chloe. I want to first start off by recognizing the uniqueness of the last 3 months, obviously for the global community, but in the spirit of our focus on just these 67 seniors, I want to acknowledge the missed opportunities to experience the AFS rituals so many others, myself included, 20 years ago, have cherished during our senior years. This adversity and the weight of the world all around us in this moment, when we've gathered in community to help launch you, is also part of the greatness of this class, per Chloe's note. I also want to acknowledge that I am standing at a podium here on Lenape land in the midst of a sacred rite of passage for this diverse student population, their loved ones, and the Abington Friends community that have escorted them through as a white woman, with my own privileged lens and set of experiences. I'm coming to you not in my professional capacity, nor with a political message, civil or social, but as a new cousin of yours, as this ceremony marks your transition into a new family, of which you are minutes away from joining. That as an Abington Friends alum. And I'm here to whisper something really important into your ear as you join this new family at this time in that new world. You are all taking a step off of this campus into a shifting country, an aching world, and you are prepared. As we all collectively pick up magnifying glasses and study the stories between the lines of our textbooks, underneath the profit and loss margins of our companies, you graduates of this institution know just how to hold what I like to call the sacred and. It's the Quaker belief that there are many contradicting truths that can exist at the same time. We have never, at least not in our lifetimes, seen the push-pull of that sacred and like we are across our headlines, in our social media feeds, in our politics, and on our city streets. We are exploding and imploding simultaneously. We are arguably evolving as a species, and our unified heart is broken and beating so hard we can feel the pulse in our fingertips, in the cracks of glass that line our city streets, and in the salt of tears nationwide. As an AFS alum, you will already know that as we strive for a complete understanding of ourselves and all of the ideas ferociously whirling around us, that our ultimate grasp of most things will always be incomplete at best. You know how to hold the sacred and as we move toward that completeness. Abington Friends has given you what it takes to get us to the next right spot on this page in our history. Being an Abington Friends alum brings its own level of extraordinary privilege, one that comes with a heavy sense of responsibility to protecting your light and the sourcing of that in the other. There is no additional groundwork that needs to be laid within you for what needs to be done out there today. You have it. You are the first class in one of the oldest schools in these United States to go through the turmoil of having your rituals zoomed. And in the first hours of being an alum, you're being called to the streets to wrestle inherited front lines in ways previous generations have failed to address. So many of us are being asked to question biases in ways that only weeks ago, many weren't even willing to admit they had. The names of the centuries-old oppressive systems are now on the tongues of people who might not have drawn their personal connection to that type of harm. Many of us are coming face to face with the discomfort of our own behaviors and what we have to do on a personal level to be part of a collective solution. I'm here to whisper into the ears of the faculty and administration that you've done it again. All of those moments when you weren't sure if you were teaching, facilitating, leading, or following correctly, even in your imperfection, you've done it. You have ushered class after class into their own warriors, raising their hands in ways you'll never see, but you did it, and it's working. I'm here to whisper into the ears of the adults of the graduates, some sitting in the car with you, others online, who found this teeny corner of the world for their children to grow into who they are this exact moment. They have the intellectual context in science, math, literature, history, the arts, athletics, and technology to move forward. They have the tools on board to become more of themselves and to push against the systems, the language, the labeling of the rules of the past. You picked right, and now your babies are ready. I'm here to whisper to the class of 2020 that I have absolutely no words of advice on how to tackle the next right thing to do in this hour of the very overdue great reckoning happening under our feet, but to promise you, I promise you, that because you are graduates of this house with that diploma under your arm, that you are exactly what we need right now. The past 2 weeks in this country, we've seen sacred blood spilt that has marked not the beginning, but possibly the end of injustices we won't stand for anymore. You have a world that needs your attention, not just the streets on the other side of that fence, but that front line that needs tending to with humility and grace is always right there in that room with you. In those moments when you question your self-worth, when you cry out for the stamina to keep going, and long just for joy to fill your eyes and ears, you know how to navigate it. You have what it takes. With the Quaker inner light tucked gently behind your chest bone and in the soft palm of your hands, you will know how to do this. Your constant stance as students and sometimes as teachers, as leaders and sometimes as followers will require a patience and persistence that hasn't been matched in human history. But now is the time that we just might take what feels like an impossible chance to push through. And you are the ones to get us to the other side. To the class of 2020, we are here to follow you as you finish the ever-evolving business nobody before has been able to complete. You're ready, and we welcome you.
Hello friends and family in the class of 2020. Today is a great day for all of us. It may not be the ideal way to celebrate a graduation, but it sure beats staying at home playing board games or binge watching everything on Netflix. However, I do know something. The class of 2020 had to adapt for the remaining months of the school year. It was something less than normal. We all had to find some way to create a capstone project at home, and that is what I want to point out. Despite the setbacks of our being at home, we were able to get in touch with our creative side and come up with some of the most amazing projects. Some of us learned how to design or take photographs. Some of us learned how to paint or sing. Some of us even learned how to cook the most amazing food. I hope you didn't burn down that kitchen while you were at it. Nevertheless, in the end, we attacked our creative and artistic side. Speaking of creativity, the Muller Arts Wing is the place where our community gathers to celebrate the visual and performing arts. The class of 2020 is proud to gift Abington Friends School with the installation of a much-needed water bottle filling station in the lobby by the Muller Auditorium. May this water fountain guarantee that guests and members of our community do not go thirsty when they come to see the beautiful work the students of this school create. Thank you all.
Good afternoon, friends. My name is Dominic Gerard. I'm the upper school director here at Abington Friends School. And on behalf of the faculty and staff who are also quite thirsty in the Muller lobby, we are so appreciative of the gift from this class, and we accept it gladly. Thank you so much, class of 2020. Thank you for the gift.
Hold you in the palm.
That was beautiful, seniors. Senior singers, thank you. Thank you, senior choral singers, and to Jane Swank Boris for directing that beautiful piece. At this time, when it matters more than ever to hear multiple voices at significant moments, Mikhail Yisrael graciously accepted my invitation earlier this week to share thoughts along with me as senior leadership in our school community. So I'd like to welcome Mikhail to share a message to the class of 2020, and I will follow with remarks of my own.
Thank you, Rich. Truly appreciate the opportunity. To the class of 2020, this is my honor and my privilege to be here today to celebrate with you all, to celebrate you all, and to share some words with you. In a dorm room in Hightstown, New Jersey, in the spring of 2006, on the morning of my high school graduation, I was awakened by music playing on the radio. The song was Donnie McClurkin's We Fall Down. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with the song, it is a gospel song, and the refrain is, we fall down, but we get up. While its lyrics are simple, on that day, I had no idea how powerful and prophetic they would be for me along my journey. My first semester at college, I thought I was too cool for school, and I, along with my GPA, fell down. Sophomore year, I was studying for an exam when my mother called. She told me my nephew had passed. I fell down. Junior year, the patriarch of our family, my grandfather, passed away. I fell down. Time after time throughout my life, along my journey, I have fallen down. And yet, I didn't stay there. I got up. Fast forward to this moment, to you and your journey thus far. There have been times when you have fallen, and yet, here you are. Your senior year alone bears witness to your resilience. I know this was not how you envisioned your final year at AFS, and you might even be tempted to banish it from your memory. However, here's my plea. Don't erase your unique and unprecedented experience. Embrace it. It will serve you well. When the road ahead appears too challenging and unclear, remember 2020. When you have feelings of self-doubt and fear, remember 2020. When you fall down and it seems impossible to get up, remember 2020. Remember how you were knocked down, yet you got up and made it through. Indeed, trials and tribulations will come. However, remember that weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. We fall down, but we get up. That is the triumph. That is the testimony. So in closing, my lovely ruse, I'll leave you with this. As you embark on the next stage of your journey, remain confident yet always humble. Achieve yet never become complacent. Have an insatiable appetite for learning and be bold and courageous in your search for knowledge and truth. And when you find truth, share it with the world. Remember, the light of God is in each of you, so carry yourself as royalty, yet never lose the common touch. Know your self-worth and let others know it too. Don't be afraid to shine. Oh, and if you should ever happen to fall, no matter how many times, get back up. Go well.
Good morning, friends. I am accustomed to cars honking horns at me, but it usually means something different. It's so surreal to be with you here, having a graduation in cars, but it's such a testament to the resilience, grace, and goodwill of this entire community in coming together under difficult circumstances to find the best way to celebrate and be together. Let me begin by thanking Chloe, Michael, and Elizabeth for representing the class of 2020 so beautifully this morning. And thank you to Jenna Arnold and Mikhail Yisrael for your moving and very meaningful reflections. I'd also like to thank the myriad people who have planned and worked so hard to create this very special version of Commencement, including the students on the Commencement Committee, Dom Gerard and Latoya Miller, Seth Schmidt-Hall, Sloan Waldman, Devin Schlickman, Martha Skash, Frank Benner and our facilities crew, Carolyn Schwartz, Lisa Budd, Benita Huggins, Renee Campbell and the senior grade team, and many, many more who pitched in along the way. Please join me in thanking all of those folks. And to the class of 2020, just a few remarks before we begin the joyful process of granting your diplomas. I'm so pleased to be with you on our campus this morning, with your families surrounding you with love and pride, and many, many extended family members, teachers, and friends cheering you on online. The community of all those who love you gathered at Commencement is always moving to me. It represents a cumulative light that I know you will carry with you out into the world. I hope you will come to know that you are always surrounded by the light of that love, even from a distance. That love is foundational to the growth that you have experienced at your time in AFS because it is a love grounded in real, long-term relationships in your families, among your friends, and importantly, with your teachers as well. Relationship is always the context for the deepest growth, the place from which we figure out the world and our place in it. In relationships, we are seen, nurtured, challenged, and stretched. We buoy each other with humor and laughter, console each other in the sometimes profound pain and tears of living in this world, and we discover the power and strength of love to contain all things. Relationships make the difference between a transactional education and one that is transformational. It is the honest searching in the journey of relationships that we find real truth and learn to trust it as the path forward. And so even as you enter a tumultuous world, you are young adults formed by love. In that love, you have learned to care deeply about other people, how to navigate and survive conflicts with them, how to be mutually accountable to each other, how to heal. We may have flashes of momentary cruelty and hurt with each other, but they are momentary because we see each other as fully human and worthy of care and profound respect and appreciation. Another gift that you carry out into the world is the power of an outstanding education. Your education has allowed you to transcend time and space in studying history and narratives of people of different time periods, challenges, and circumstances. You've been introduced to the systems and structures formed in history and persistent in the present that create profound inequities. You've learned to think critically and analyze, to research and to write. You know how to collaborate, how to seek truth and challenge assumptions through the rigors of collaborative inquiry. You've immersed yourselves in the power of the arts to reveal the overlooked and unseen, and you've glimpsed the wonders of creation and the universe in the sciences. Forged by love and deeply capable, you are what this world needs as the winds of change lift us from despair and hopelessness to committed determination to see the world become profoundly more just and equitable. My wish for you is that your education continues to dramatically expand your horizons, your reach, your understanding of the world, and your humanity itself. I wish, too, that your circle of relationships and strong commitments continues to expand as well, widening your perspective, creating compassion, and a yearning for equity and justice that ushers in a new chapter in the life of our nation. That commitment to people will be the force that reverses climate change, erodes the systems of racism and oppression, and creates broad equity and peace. These are the forces that will transform life for the better in the 21st century, and I'm so confident of the significant role you, as AFS graduates, will play in that transformation. Congratulations, beloved, beloved class of 2020.
Before we begin the granting of diplomas, we do need to make one more acknowledgement. To our dear students who are back home in mainland China, I first want to say, 我们想念你，朋友们. We miss you, friends. We are sorry that the 7 of you, David, Yolanda, Ken, Thera, Paul, Joey, and Nico, could not be with us for this special occasion. But we know you are zooming in right now to participate, as you have for classes over these last several months, even with the challenging time difference. For our ceremony today, we have produced cardboard life-size cutouts that faculty will be walking across when we call your names. I encourage everyone present to honk your horns loudly so that our friends in China know how much we miss them. Finally, to your parents, I would like to say, 家长们，谢谢您对我们的信任，你们的孩子也是我们的骄傲. Thank you for trusting us with your children. We are very proud of them. Thank you.
And now, class of 2020, it's time to cross that stage. Graduates in groups 1 and 2 may exit their cars. Group 1, walk over to Amy to line up. Group 2, walk over to Latoya. Yeah, she's participating remotely, but we're still going to. Okay, our first graduate is participating remotely this morning. Sanai Michelle Allen.
Yay! Woo! Yay! Yay! Yeah! Wow!
Congratulations. Tobias William Avery. Congratulations, Tobias. Elizabeth Ama Asa Ba. Beautiful. Yay, Elizabeth. Marquise Alonzo Barnett. Marquise, congratulations. Andrew Joseph Cohen Berman. Yes, yes. Hannah Blanco. Well done, Hannah. Congratulations. Michael Ty Bradley. Brianna Joy Brown. Congratulations, Brianna. Well done. Colin M. Brown. Yay, Colin. Congratulations. Shayla Marie Bryant. Congratulations, Shayla. Well done. Graduates in Group 2 may move up to Amy now. Graduates in Group 3 may get out of their cars and line up by Latoya. Emma Grace Cameron. Great job. Chloe Elsa Cohen. Chen David Dye.
Hi. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Rick.
Brianna Marie Davis. Jordan Max Drucker. Yang Yufei Yolanda Du.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Erica. Love you all.
Dexter Lee Dugdale. Joshua Allen Eisen. Max Elderfield. Rory Hayden Ehrlich. Great job. Congratulations. Graduates in Group 3 may now move up to Amy. Graduates in Group 4 may get out of their cars and line up by Latoya. Shi Quen Ken Feng.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, AFS.
Jonah Fine. Trevian Robert Fleming. Andres K. Fluellen. Asha Gabriella Fluellen. Yes. Paris Patrice Ford. Congratulations. Zachary Malcolm Ford. No, good. Thank you, though. Benjamin Elon Goldstone.
어,
Melanie Paula Halbert. Kylie Thera Hahn. Okay, graduates in group 4 may move up to Amy. Graduates in group 5 may get out of their cars and line up by Latoya. Kai Huduk Haynes. Kendall Ann Baker Hodges. Nicholas Ty Jacobs. Hallie Morgan Jacobson. Chen Paul Jean.
hi guys.
David Lorenzo Jordan. Maya Corrine Leatherer. Cole Gregory Martin Lewis. Dong Chi Nico Lee.
Hi guys. I want to use this chance to say something to all the teachers and my classmates. Sorry I cannot be there in person, but I'm really thankful for you to be so friendly and helpful to me and other international students. You made AFS a home for us from the other side of the world. And I would also like to use this chance to thank all my friends, which although they cannot be here right now, thank you so much for being with me and helping me become a better person. I cannot accomplish anything without you. Thank you, AFS.
Zachi Joey Lee.
Thank you, Erica. Thank you, guys. Love you too, guys.
Graduates in Group 5 may move up to Amy. Graduates in Group 6 may get out of their cars and line up by Latoya. Abigail Kathleen Lomas. Deslin J. Long. Noah H. Mass. Karina H. Merotra. Paige Hope Mott. Manya Elizabeth Mrozinski. Holly Elizabeth Myers. Francis Anthony Napoli. Maya Mackenzie Osborne. Amira Cheyenne Parker. Graduates in Group 6 may now move up to Amy. Graduates in Group 7 may now get out of their cars and line up by Latoya. Sure. Yeah. Sophia Helen Isaacs Perkins. Rebecca A. Pitcairn. Seth Allen Pokrivka. Nayeli Esperanza Quinn Camacho. Marisol Cristal Rodriguez. Joseph Ramon Rotella. Tessa Marie Sandre. Meredith R. Schorsch. Noah Alexander Shankin. Chris Horwitz Shipley. Graduates in Group 7 may now move up to Amy. Jonah J. Sim Laramie. Jordan Capri Singleton. Jordan Elon Smith. Sierra Gordine Smith. Chester Lee Stone. Two more. Katie Tran. And George Seth Wagner. How do you do it? Twist the bottom. Okay. Yep. Just give him a moment. And so, friends, we celebrate and congratulate our latest alumni, the 323rd graduating class of Abington Friends School, the class of 2020.
It's a great day to be a Roo! Friends, I love you all, but you still need to be in your cars. Please be in your cars for the celebrations. Thank you for coming. As you are celebrating, please start making your way out of the green and to your homes to celebrate there. Again, friends, please stay in your cars. Please stay in your cars.